What is going on, guys? Money Webby here, back again on Saturday. We had a nice 8-game slate here tonight. I got it broken down for you with 6 of my favorite plays on the slate. My money 6. So before we get going, drop a like in the video, maybe to give yourself some good luck, some good fortune on this slate. Hopefully, let's try to get over 100 likes on this video. If we can hit that, thank you so much. Yesterday, the injury reports were just against me in all situations. Popovich came out and said, I guess, before the game, like an hour and a half before the game, that everyone was available. And then DeMar DeRozan, he was a late scratch, so I tweeted out about that, saying pivot to Aldridge if you can. I mean, he was $200 cheaper. If you had DeRozan in a forward spot or something like that, you were able to do so. If not, I couldn't really think of that many other guys that are around that same price range. I guess Drew Holiday would have worked, but he was $200 more. So most people didn't really tweet back at me, so I guess I don't know if people even saw that if they were rostering DeRozan. But also another one that came out, Lou Williams was also ruled out. Didn't hear any word about him being hurt, so I tweeted out the pivot to CJ McCollum, and he was okay. Started off really hot, but the game was kind of turning to a blowout in the second half, so he didn't need to do as much. All in all, the plays weren't bad, I guess. Damian Lillard was okay. Aminu was solid. The one that really screwed me was Dion Waiters. Saw no minutes in the second half. Tyler Johnson got more run than I was expecting in the starting lineup. Thought that Waiters would come in and kind of take hold of some more minutes, but that wasn't the case. So that kind of sucked. But all in all, I guess my best play was probably Aaron Gordon. He ended up getting hurt in the beginning of the fourth quarter, so he didn't get any minutes in the fourth. And he was on to a good night. I mean, I think he had like 23 points, 5 rebounds, and like 6 assists or something like that. He was on pace for a huge night. And then, of course, another injury that kind of struck me. So that was a really disappointing night. I was really mad about that. So hopefully we can have some better luck. But let's just hop right into my first guy up. Is going to be Kyrie Irving. This guy has been an absolute tear recently. I can see people kind of getting scared of him in this matchup because it is against the Atlanta Hawks. They are one of the worst teams in the league, but they've actually been holding their own recently. I mean, Trae Young is starting to wake up a little bit. John Collins has been playing really good basketball. Some other guys are stepping up. Kevin Huerter, their rookie. Also, Bembry has been pretty good. So I feel like they can keep this game close enough for Kyrie Irving to play all 4 quarters. I mean, the Celtics aren't a back-to-back here, so that also can affect them a little bit. And the Celtics haven't been nearly as good on the road. I think they might have, honestly, close to a losing record on the road. They've been really good in Boston, but on the road, they've been losing to some bad teams. Like, they lost to the Magic, the Miami Heat on the road the last 2 times that Kyrie played. Lost to the Spurs, lost to the Rockets. So, in these road games for Kyrie Irving, they've only won, what is that? I think 1 out of their last 5 games. So they're definitely not the same team on the road. But Kyrie Irving, this guy has been unconscious recently. His last 2 games, 67 and 63 DraftKings points. His assist rate has been really good. And he's played really well against this Atlanta Hawks team in the first 2 games. Both of those games have been blowouts. But I don't think John Collins wasn't fully back. I think one of the games he might have been coming back in, but he wasn't really fully back, entrenched, and playing really well how he's been recently. And also Trae Young wasn't playing as good there, and also one of the games was in Boston. But Kyrie Irving, in 21 minutes, he's averaging 35 DraftKings points against his team. So if this game can stay close, if Kyrie can get close to 35 minutes again in this game, I think he can honestly go for 50-plus DraftKings points. Like I mentioned, with him filling it up with the assist, and I think he can easily score in Trae Young. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there. Definitely some risk if that game does turn into a blowout, but I love his upside in that matchup. One of the fastest-paced games and one of the higher-scoring atmospheres. And for my second guy, Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond, currently questionable. If Drummond doesn't play, Blake Griffin will probably be extremely chalky, but for good reason. This is a really good matchup for Blake Griffin. Just a really good spot. Going against the Sacramento Kings, it's a pace uptick. The Kings played a very fast pace, and Blake Griffin is a guy that enjoys those kind of atmospheres where he can kind of go coast to coast and just kind of be in his little he's not a normal power forward. He likes to kind of run up and down the court and kind of get those good situations where he can just take advantage of his muscle and power in those kind of situations to where he gets a running start. So at 9,000 here, and also the Kings really just don't have good defense, especially in the starting lineup with Bleekia. The power forward is not a great defender. I think Blake Griffin can bully him. And Marvin Bagley's only been getting like 20 to 25 minutes a game, and he's mostly on the bench rotation. So I feel like Blake Griffin really gets spot here. He's been playing a lot of minutes, and they're going to need him on the court, especially if Andre Drummond is out in this matchup. So 9,000 here, Blake Griffin, he has 50-plus upside, especially if Andre Drummond is out. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my second guy. Then I'm going to go with John Collins. I mentioned he's been playing really well recently. He just got upgraded to probable for this game, so he's going to be a go. The guy has been extremely efficient. This is a really solid matchup going against the Celtics, a team that plays a little bit smaller, and John Collins can use his size on the glass against them. Al Horford can struggle against some guys that are really active on the offensive glass, and John Collins is just way more athletic than him, and also if he's been playing the 4, so probably matched up on Marcus Morris, I guess. But Morris is an undersized guy, and I think John Collins can take advantage of that matchup as well. So if he goes on Al Horford, I think he has an advantage there. And also if he goes on Marcus Morris, I think he has an advantage. And he normally plays pretty damn well against the Celtics. In the past, he's had some big games against them. So I think he can have another big game here, get over 40 DraftKings points if it does stay close. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my third guy. Then we're going to go with Kyle Kuzma. This guy's been balling out recently. He's really stepped in nicely with LeBron James injured. He's had some big-time performances, 2 out of the last 3 games with 55 and 44 DraftKings points, and they're going to need some nice offensive scoring out of him to keep it close in this matchup against James Harden. He also got Eric Gordon back, so they have some high-powered scorers, and Kuzma is a guy that can catch fire. He is a little bit up and down, but like you see here, he has really big upside. He dropped 41 points in this game. That was just in 3 quarters against the Pistons, so he can catch fire. I think he definitely can in this matchup against the Rockets. They also don't have good rim protection with Clint Capella out, so Kyle Kuzma can do it in different facets. He can drive to the hoop, and he can hit some threes against his defense. So at 7,500 with this high shot making and just shot attempts recently, like 20, 23, 18, 24 shots, 20 shots in the last few games. He's been very active, and he can fill it up with the rebounds without LeBron. So I'm just going to go ahead and lock him in there as my 4th guy. Now we need some nice value plays. My 5th guy is going to be Jonathan Isaac. I'm assuming that Aaron Gordon is out of this game. It sounded like it was pretty serious, his back injury. Like he didn't return back to the bench after his injury. He went like right to the locker room. And this didn't sound very good where he'd be able to play again in this game like the day after. So I'm imagining he's going to be out here. It doesn't bear good for the Magic. It'll probably be a blowout here against the Bucks. They're a really good team without Aaron Gordon, probably like their second best offensive player behind Vucevic. This is going to be very ugly, I think, but a guy that can definitely step up for a few points here and there, maybe some more possible rebounds, and he's just a capable player with some more opportunities, is Jonathan Isaac, I think, here at 3,700. He'll probably shift to the power forward spot. Maybe Terrence Ross kind of enters the starting lineup, whatever they do with the starting lineup. But Jonathan Isaac just has a few more opportunities with Aaron Gordon out. And also, you could just see some more run, even if the game's like out of reach. I could see the Magic just keeping him out there when it's out of reach, just to give him some more run. He's a young player that needs some more polishing a little bit. And it's good to give these guys some extra run, even when the game isn't out of reach. So, and he's also gone 33 minutes the last 2 games, even with Aaron Gordon playing. So really good stuff. I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there. Definitely not a huge upside, but I feel like he can be a nice 5 times or 6 times value guy without Aaron Gordon. For my final guy, Luke Kennard, he's been trending up. I think he's honestly one of the most impressive scorers I've seen on the Pistons. When I've watched them, they've been kind of lackluster. Reggie Jackson doesn't look great this year to me. Bullock is kind of on and off. He's just really a shooter. When the shot is off, he's not great. But Luke Kennard, he can do it in different ways. I mean, he can pull up and pop from anywhere, has good range, and he also has some driving ability. And at 3,600 here, with his minutes trending up, it seems like he's overtaking Bruce Brown for that shooting guard role. He's definitely another guy that can be a little bit up and down with this stroke, but I feel we can get it going here against this Kings defense. They're not great against guards. Like I said, it's going to be an uptick in pace. The Pistons are projected for more points than normally get. So I think Luke Kennard is a guy here that's going to be needed to step up, especially if Andre Drummond is out here. They'll probably go a little bit smaller in some rotations. Maybe we'll play Griffin at the 5. So 3,600 Kennard. He's honestly probably their second or third best scorer, depending on how Reggie Jackson is doing without Andre Drummond. So really good upside here at this price tag. I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my final guy. So you got $45.50 remaining per player and some huge upside guys with KYRIE Irving, Luke Kennard, Kyle Kuzma, Blake Griffin, John Collins, and Jonathan Isaac. I hope you guys enjoyed the plays. Drop a like if you did. Subscribe to the channel to continue to get these NBA DraftKings picks the remainder of the season. Definitely follow me on Twitter, as the NBA injury report is just like throwing poop at a wall until it's after a lock. It seems like sometimes they literally don't give a rat's ass about DraftKings players, I guess. Coach Popovich probably thought it was funny that he did that because he's just such a interesting man. I don't even know like what's up with him sometimes, but I don't know. But this NBA injury report, hopefully we get some good clarity before the lock. But good luck here tonight on the slate. Like I said, I'll update my plays if anything changes throughout the day with like Andre Drummond or anything like that. So good luck, and we'll see you back here again next time.